Hey, you sons of bitches. It's Spartacus.
And Honeybee.
And we're here to report on the NDSB crew's activities. We have several fight nights to report on and a lot of contest and fun activities.
Yeah.
But first, Friday, September 20th, we decided to go fight in the bars of Armadillo.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it was this night that we had Neon and Taken and lots of the old crew out, and we were just doing different fun activities with them. Dr. Wiskenstein came out.
Yep,
Dave
there was
Analog.
even Baby Girl. A lot of old sons of bitches that haven't been around came to this one too.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see the whole crew back together. Took a nice photo session. They're on Facebook. They're really good. And the final on Tier 1 was a final between Dr. Wiskenstein and Dave Analog.
Yeah, it was a nice fight.
Yeah, Dave was having a crazy night that night, and so was Wiskenstein, so it was nice to see them for the Tier 1 first-time champions here. The stakes were high.
Yeah. I have to give a big, huge shout out again to Tim NDSB, that son of a bitch. You know what? He decided that he was going to post up and a distinguished SOBs, basically Xbox Live gift cards to all the winners. And on our Discord channel, he had us vote as a crew who we thought was the strongest over the last couple of months in recruiting, and who he thought was the underdog, and who we all thought was the up-and-coming son of a bitch, and who was the most dedicated. So he forwarded all the money and gave them all a gift card, and our winners were Mayhem NDSB for recruiting, Dave Analog NDSB for underdog, Native Noise for up-and-coming, and Hater for dedication, and all of them are carrying those tags. That was awesome, you guys. Thank you so much, Tim, and thank you guys, everybody on Discord, and all of you sons of bitches that voted out there, and congratulations to you four.
And Dr. Wiskenstein sealed his deal right there, got his first championship on our bar fight, so congratulations to Dr. Wisk for now joining the Champions League.
Definitely. And then that brings us over here to Tim, who's been getting tougher and tougher, trying to scare me with those fists. It's starting to work, I have to say. He's getting tougher and tougher. Here he is finishing off with Neon. And Neon, of course, you know, Neon and Taken are our tough sons of bitches that honestly carry the most champions in our league.
Neon is, right now, as we speak, the leader in championships, followed right away by Taken. So those two are always fighting to stay on top.
And speaking of, we're actually trying to come up with new ideas and new challenges for our top fighters like that. I know one night we had Taken versus Neon in a gauntlet. They had a lot of fun with that, and we just put up, 3-4 players in a row, and they had to fight us off one after the other and not be able to take tonics or anything like that. And I also want to do a big shout out to the Blackwater Times, who gave Spartacus an interview and talked about NDSB and our fight club.
Yeah, so we were in the segment they called Posse of the Week, and they decided to do a feature on NDSB crew. So I told them all about us and how great it is to be part of this crew and roll with you guys. And they posted it on their Facebook page. So if you're interested, you can go and watch it. You'll see there were all kinds of reactions. We don't leave anybody indifferent, and we have a couple people out there that are out to get us. So they expressed themselves there too. But it was nice to see us be featured like that on Facebook, because our Facebook page is also growing, and so I invite you guys to go check it out. Yeah.
So you see Neon here knocks out Tim.
Yep,
and he
showed
gets
us how it's done and gets his. At that night, he became the leader of the league.
Of the champions,
He has the most championships so far, followed by Taken.
Congratulations.
Which brings us to this night, the 27th, and Tim had decided to give us a gift card for $20, and Moose decided to follow suit, so the prize became a $40 evening. And we had guests for the prize, so we decided to have every son of a bitch for himself, no tiers, everyone competing.
Yeah, it was awesome because I called out a challenge on Discord, and Tim said, "Are you really ready for that challenge? You want another crew to come fight us?" And the one that took us up was Jaws 7684, the leader of the Jaws Fight Club. So he brought along a bunch of players. We paired them off against NDSB players, and we got down to business. And it was really fun. And
you could see Real Vil 875 face-off Hater right now, and they were all experienced fighters, so it was a great show. Thank you. And they were so gracious and respectful fighters. They're welcome to come any other night they want. They're more than welcome to join us again.
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah.
And I also have to say at the same time, just thanks to the syndicate who's throwing out a lot of support for NDSB and will come up and back us up, especially like when people try to grief us during fight nights. Like, we like to run smooth, clean fight nights that are not interrupted, and you know, those are the fun
Hater
ones.
on that win.
Oh yeah, congrats, hater.
Speaking of the leader of that fight club, Jaws, he hosts fight nights himself on Fridays sometimes and things like that. So he's faced off with Tim, one of our famous champions.
Yeah.
And, active SOBs.
Yeah.
So you'll see they gave each other a great challenge that night.
I just want to do a couple other quick shout outs. So one to the Buffalo Soldiers, so thanks for always supporting us and watching our backs. And one to Primal, NDSB, who sponsored us and sponsors the crew a lot and threw out a whole bunch of shirts and hoodies to a lot of you crew members. So
that's right. So Primal decided to do a donation to the crew, and we did a draw for t-shirts and hoodies, and so we sent them out there. You all received them by now. I was surprised how quickly they made their way to you.
Yeah, we ordered them on Sunday.
You
got
posted
them on
your pictures on
Thursday.
Discord sporting them, and even on our Facebook page. So it was good to see everyone with their prizes in hand.
Yeah, and you know what was awesome too about this night is we had lots of the old crew back together. Taken, Neon, Mayhem, Moose, Trap, King David, Chubby Fungus came out, Baby Girl, and even just for fun this last few weeks because of the updates that they're so fun again and bringing people back to the game. We hung out with Mr. Bice, who was number 50. I've been doing Wacky Wednesdays and had some knife fights, and I have to say, me and Spartacus were the final two knife fighters in there, and of course, I'm good with that kitchen knife.
And then you see Jaws knocks out Tim. Boom.
Yes.
Huge win for Jaws.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Jaws, on that fight.
And both ended up making it to the semifinals. And well, the next match that we're going to see is the final, which brought us against King David and Tim. Both fighters were the last man standing when it came to that point. Tim was so far only had one loss, and it was to Jaws. So
That you just saw,
let's see how this turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fight nights are getting so wonderful to host. They're getting so tough. So you got to get your practicing going. You got to get your training going. If you want to compete against these guys, they're not going to give it easy. We chose this venue. It's a classic. We've been here many times. We always enjoyed fighting in the caves. So yeah, I was really excited that night.
Yeah, and it ran so smooth. Like I said, I just have to do another thank you to the fight clubs that come and respect and have a good time. A lot of players think that like fighting isn't the best in this game, but I find it so much fun, and I know a lot of people do. It's awesome that a lot of people are super good with their guns and can watch our backs and things like that. And if you like duels, we have those Wacky Wednesdays. So if you guys really want to do that, set up that PvP and get a crew of 7 or 8 together of NDSB and then challenge another group, feel free, you guys. You know who you are that are awesome with your guns and love that kind of action as well. So,
so don't be afraid
let's
to
set it
express
up.
yourself on Discord. We're quick to pick up ideas. We're trying to set up reaction crews, SOS crews, if ever we feel that we're being jumped just because of our tags, So we're here to support each other. So yeah, so express yourself on our Discord, on our Facebook, and you'll see we're receptive. There's a lot of awesome members that are there trying to organize things.
Yeah.
And we're back. It's active. It's fun to see.
And don't forget to get us those subscribers on YouTube. It's awesome that we're growing, and I think that is very special. That's something that started kind of as a joke that grew into this crazy thing. Oh, and there it is.
Tim seals the deal that night.
Congratulations,
He won the evening.
Tim.
That's right. He did it.
And then, we had to screw around with him a little bit because we are not those sons of bitches.
Yeah, but there you go. Tim won that night. He decided to give his gift graciously to Native Noise, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that they can get other games and play on Wacky Wednesdays with us. Don't always have to stick to Red Dead, but this is epic.
Yeah, so once again, here's the NDSB crew report. I'll see you out there in the fields, and may the best son of a bitch win.